Welcome to TheStreet.com TV. I'm Farnoosh Torabi. Joining me is Jim Cramer, co-founder of TheStreet.com. Hi, Jim.
How are you?
A question I've been wanting to ask you for a really long time is, how do you address the so-called generation debt crowd? And this is a crowd that watches your show a lot. The colleges you visit, the campus students, they're extremely interested in investing, which is surprising.
Right.
But also a crowd that is dealing with credit card debt, student loans. How do they juggle
They're far too conservative.
those two?
That's what I find. They're far too conservative. They take investments that you should take in your 40s and 50s. They buy stocks that are inherently conservative. They don't roll the dice. All these things are important. There's a fellow by the name of David Evans. David Evans is the dean of financial aid financial aid in this country. He has run the minority admissions in financial aid for Harvard for 35 years. He has been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me for people to take big positions in stocks because they cannot make that debt up with just conventional wages. He's the guy who first put it in my head. That people are too conservative. Now, this is a guy who's, again, there's certain people in life you respect. I've known him from when I went to college 30 years ago. And David is saying, point blank, that a lot of people come in and they don't realize they have to invest in college. They can't wait. And they should use the ability to have low interest debt to be able to fund their investments, which is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because it's very good to get low interest debt. Obviously, credit card's a different kind of debt, and that's just foolish. Anybody who's buying stocks on credit card is obviously a numbskull and should go, it's fine. You're obviously too risky and you need to see a psychiatrist, which is fine. But I think that the time to invest is in college. And you should be, I say that 1 out of 5 stocks should be speculative when you invest. I think when you're in college, I would up it to 2 out of 5. I'm seeing too many people buying traditional equities and not trying to find like a stocks under 10 Frank Curcio kind of equity. That's what should be in your portfolio as part of a pastiche of ownership.
Where to turn to for advice? I mean, aside from hoping that you'll show up on their campus one day, I'm going
to be.
Where's the investable advice?
I'm going to be full of hubris and just say that we do it.
Yeah.
That's why we set it up. I mean, you start out by saying co-founder of Street.com.
Right.
And the notion of the Street.com was always to be different. Anytime we're the same, we stink. So I think it's really important to point out that what we're trying to do is offer that kind of programming to people. You're doing it, I'm doing it, a lot of people are doing it here. I don't see it elsewhere because it's regarded as being too risky. But remember, risk is a factor of age. And when you're younger, you must take risk. It's imperative to take risks. But I see the reckless nature of so-called conservatism seeping through the whole media panoply. And it's a shame because I am very, very risk averse as a 52-year-old. But the flip side has to be true. As a 25-year-old, if I'm risk averse, then I will fail.
All right, so stay here for that information on how to invest for those in this generation. Thank you so much, Jim Cramer.
Thank you.
You're watching TheStreet.com TV. I'm Farnoosh Torabi. Stay with us.